Most Australians are working harder than ever right now. And somehow, it still does not feel like enough. The bills are higher. The mortgage is brutal. And that pay rise you got last year? Inflation already ate it. But here is what nobody is telling you. 2026 is actually one of the best environments in a generation to build new income streams in Australia, if you know where to look. The problem is most people are still using a 2015 playbook in a completely different economy. So today, I am breaking down the real ways Australians are making money in 2026. Not side hustle fantasy content. Actual strategies that fit around a full-time job, that work inside the Australian tax system, and that are producing real results right now. And I will tell you exactly which ones to ignore, because some of the most popular advice floating around will cost you more than you make. Let me give you the landscape first. The Reserve Bank held rates at 3.85% through early 2026 before cutting twice. That shift changed the math on cash. Median salary jumps on role changes in Australia currently sit between 15 and 25%. No investment beats that return on a Tuesday afternoon conversation. Now let us talk about the side income conversation everyone is having but most people are getting wrong. The internet did not create passive income. It created the illusion of passive income wrapped around very active work. The side hustles that are actually generating consistent cash for Australians in 2026 fall into three clear categories. The first is skill monetization. Freelance writing, bookkeeping, graphic design, video editing, social media management. These are not glamorous. But a decent freelancer in Australia is billing between $50 and $150 an hour for work they can do from their kitchen table on a Tuesday night. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and local networks like Expert 360 are where this work lives. The second category is physical arbitrage. Buy low, sell higher. Facebook marketplace flipping, garage sale sourcing, Gumtree to eBay pipelines. Sounds small, but there are Australians quietly pulling $1,500 to $3,000 a month from this alone working weekends, building systems, treating it like a microbusiness. The third is content and community. YouTube, newsletters, podcasts, paid communities. This one takes the longest to build but has the highest ceiling. The Australians winning here are not the ones chasing trends. They are the ones who picked one topic they know deeply and showed up consistently for 18 months straight. Now let us talk investing, because this is where 2026 gets genuinely interesting and slightly more complicated. The share market is still the most accessible wealth building tool available to ordinary Australians. A low-cost diversified ETF portfolio through a platform like Vanguard, betashares, or Pearler costs almost nothing to run and has historically returned between 8 and 10% annually over long periods. The key word there is long. The ASX 200 has delivered average annual returns of around 10% including dividends over the long run. In 2026, with rate cuts beginning, growth assets are getting a second look from investors who parked everything in cash during the rate hiking cycle. If you are not investing yet, the barrier has never been lower. Platforms like Pearler, Sharesies, and CommSec Pocket allow you to start with as little as $50. The strategy that works for most Australians is simple. Buy a low-cost broad market ETF, set up a recurring contribution, and do not touch it. The people who made real money from shares in Australia did not do it by picking winners. They did it by staying in the game long enough for compounding to work. Now, let us talk about property, because the rules just changed. From the 1st of July, 2027, negative gearing on established residential investment properties purchased after budget night will be limited. You can no longer offset those rental losses against your salary income. That single change has already shifted where smart investors are looking. New builds retain full negative gearing treatment. Regional areas with strong rental yields are attracting more attention. And short-term rental platforms are being used by some investors to push yields above what a traditional tenancy would deliver. If property is part of your income plan, the era of buying any established investment property and relying on tax losses to make it work is over. Cash flow is now the whole game. And that brings me to the one everyone wants to talk about. Online income. Let me be direct. Most people who try to make money online in 2026 will not. Not because it is impossible. Because they treat it like a lottery ticket instead of a business. The Australians who are genuinely building income online right now fall into a few clear categories. Service providers, people selling a skill directly to clients through platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, or direct LinkedIn outreach. Add one skill-based side income. Invest the surplus consistently into diversified assets. Use super as a tax engine, not just a retirement account. And stay across the rule changes, because the budget just moves several goalposts and most people will not notice until it costs them. The Australians building real wealth this year are not doing 10 things. They are doing 4 things exceptionally well and ignoring everything else. Pick your 4. Start this week. Not next month. This week. If this gave you a clearer picture of where the real opportunities are in 2026, hit the like button and subscribe. Notifications on, because the next video is one you will not want to find 6 months late. I will see you there.